what we have first is we have an official poster for the Naked Gun reboot, starring Liam Neeson in theaters August 11th. Now, this is going to be a spoof movie, and this is kind of, I think it's like a reboot of the Naked Gun because they did a Naked Gun like years ago, and you also got Pamela Anderson in this movie as well, and Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson, I think, is a very, very underrated comedy actor. I don't think he's an underrated actor. I think he's an underrated comedy actor. If you go to TED 2 and watch him go into the grocery store and buy like this cereal called Tricks, he's like, "Excuse me, sir, or can I eat these tricks even if it is says tricks are for kids?" That he's hilarious. He is hilarious. So I think this is going to be a hilarious movie. I'm excited for it. Maybe they drop a trailer online. Who knows? And let's refresh the page. Oh my god. Okay. We have a first look at Liam Neeson as the lead in the Naked Gun reboot. This image just says all you need to know about the Naked Gun. Like, look at this. He's wearing a schoolgirl outfit with strawberry panties inside a bank. Like, this just this image is getting a laugh out of me. Like, this just looks really funny. It does. It looks really funny. Yes, Transformers, Transformers. I'm hoping for Transformers. Listen, I'm a big Transformers guy. I love Transformers 1. I think that Transformers 1 and Bumblebee are the best Transformers movies that have been made in the franchise. Personally, my love for Transformers started when the first Michael Bay movie came out. And then I went deeper in with like shows like Transformers Prime, Transformers the Animated Series. So I'm hoping for it. I wasn't really super stoked for the G.I. Joe Transformers crossover just because G.I. Joe really has never worked. And I would much rather have just a Transformers movie about Transformers. Yes, Bayverse, I think, should get one more movie. I think we should get an ending to the Bayverse. I do think. I would love if some way they could bring like Shia LaBeouf back. Like that would be like a dream. I don't think it will ever happen, knowing like where Shia LaBeouf is right now and like his stance on studio films. But I think it would be cool if they did one more Bayverse movie. For us to say a final goodbye to the universe. I know a lot of people would not want that. Personally, I would. All right, let's refresh the page because I'm hoping for anything Transformers. Anything Transformers today. All right, okay, this is one I really don't care about. Okay, Paramount CEO jokes they're going to copy Sony's panel of four Beatles movie by releasing four Paw Patrol original movies. Oh my god, this is why I love the CEO of Paramount. He will joke about anything. Literally, last year he made a joke about how Paramount was like really, really going under and suffering. Yes, in the chat, I do agree. Bayverse needs one good final movie. Michael Bay needs one if Michael Bay can still make a good movie, because it hasn't been proven with the last few ones he's made. Hopefully, it'll be one good final movie. But if you guys don't know, they announced four Beatles movies about all the different guys in the Beatles, all coming out at the same time, all from different perspectives, which I think is like one of possibly the dumbest ideas you can do because no one is going to go watch four Beatles movies on the same day. No one is going to go watch those. Listen, people go watch one of them, but like, what happens if people go watch the one about John Lennon and then no one goes and watch is one about one of the other ones? Like, how does that box office like you're spending so much money? Like, is it basically you're watching the same movie but just from a different perspective? I'm just confused on what that really means because like I think it's a really bad idea because people like to stream shows. People do not like to stream movies. Those are going to be 2-hour movies. Very stupid. So it's funny that the Paramount CEO is joking about that. Very, very funny. Very, very funny. All right. And still nothing yet. So we can go into stuff like that I'm actually really excited about right now since we're on a little break right now. So I'm going to go over to this to a page to look at the upcoming movies that Paramount has coming. I'll talk about the ones I was excited about them to talk about. All right. All right. If we go over here, so they've already done the Naked Gun. I think this Mission Impossible movie, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, is going to get a lot of footage for it today. I'm hoping maybe a second trailer releases today. We've only got that one trailer in a TV spot. I would love to see a second trailer. So, and it comes out in May. It comes out in less than a month, I think. About a month, actually. And then we also got, this is one I don't really care about, the Smurfs. Maybe influencer Smurf shows up. Terrible. Another one I'm excited for is The Running Man, the Glenn Powell, Edgar Wright movie. Very excited for that as well. This Aang, the Last Airbender movie is going to be a continuation of the Avatar Last Airbender series, seeing our kids like now all grown up, which is going to be really cool to see. And then, of course, some Ninja Turtle stuff would be cool, especially word on the Last Ronin. That would be pretty cool to hear. Maybe we get some announcements of a new Quiet Place movie. And then also for Transformers, I would love a new Transformers movie. So we got a question in chat. If a new movie comes out, will it be like the CGI Bayverse? Only if Michael Bay is involved in it. Listen. I like the designs of the Autobots in the Bayverse. I don't. A lot of the Decepticons, they really kind of made them all basic. They all like have black molding on them. Like that was like in the first three movies. Like Dark of the Moon is still my favorite Transformers movie. It is still my favorite. I love Dark of the Moon with a deep passion. I've watched it more than any of the other movies. I love Dark of the Moon. I think it is the best one that Michael Bay has made. A lot of people don't like it, but us in the Transformers community, we love Dark of the Moon. And if it is a Bayverse movie, the CGI will look like those. If it's not, we will get CGI kind of what we got in Rise of the Beasts. And I still think the greatest sequence in a Transformers movie was when in Bumblebee, the first like 15 minutes on Cybertron. That was still the best. But I would be down for another Bay movie. I'm down for any Transformers movie, to be honest. Like anything to do with Transformers, movie TV wise, maybe not the new animated series. I think the new animated series they're doing on Paramount is absolutely atrocious to the Transformers brand. I think it's terrible. But I would be okay with another Bayverse movie. Yeah, I don't see. That's the thing about adaptation. The thing about adaptation is that you can only adapt so much. I like Rise of the Beast. I think Rise of the Beast is a fine movie. But I grew up, in my opinion, with the Optimus Prime from the Bayverse, and like him having the fire on his side, and I really love that look for him. And I think it makes him more agile and more like that. I think with the box version, it seemed a bit stiff at times, but it was still pretty cool. Okay, another one. Curious if they announce a Shadow spinoff. Only if it's a movie. A Paramount Plus show wouldn't make sense to tease. Listen. I totally with you, my friend. A Shadow movie will make money. Listen, Sonic 4 did not make $1 billion like a lot of us were suspecting. I did not suspect it. I thought it would make at least 500 million. But it is still the highest grossing Sonic movie of the franchise. It almost made $500 million. And people love Shadow. People love Keanu Reeves. I think if it was a movie, you can do it. I think as a show, since Knuckles, I didn't even watch Knuckles. I didn't watch it because it just did not look good, and it wasn't really a required watching for going into Sonic 3. But if we have a Shadow movie, like you can go into so much with Shadow. You can go into his alien origins. You can deal with having other characters like Rogue and Omega show up as well. Which, if you're a Sonic fan, that's very deep cut into the comics and video games. So that would be very cool to see. All right, I'm gonna go back. Let's see if we got anything new yet. All right, we got something. Not Transformers. It's relating to South Park. All right, so let's go to that. All right. All right. Paramount CAO teases the discourse around Trey Parker and Matt Stone's new musical comedy movie will be extremely loud, produced by Kendrick Lamar. Okay. South Park has always been South Park. It's always been, really, really, it's feel like South Park has been around since I've been alive. Like it's always been around. Even when I was in high school, me and my friends would quote South Park like all the time. And he also got Kendrick Lamar involved in here, which this guy is a big name. Like literally right now with his Drake song, with the song he wrote to roast Drake, like they not like us. Like I still see memes for that everywhere. And it would be it would be funny if this is a musical comedy. They throw in that song as like they do like a South Park like kind of like meme or roast about the song and about Drake. I think that would be totally hilarious. Would I go see it? No, I don't think I would. I'm not the biggest South Park person, just because I never. It was like kind of started before my time. Never got into it. I've watched a lot of clips from it before. I've watched clips from it, but I've never really been a South Park person. And would I go see it? Probably not. Maybe if I saw a trailer or something and it became interesting, yeah, maybe I'd check it out. But right now, I'm just not really interested in anything having to do with South Park. All right, let's refresh. All right, so that's about where we are right now. Now, this is actually not going to. This is the shortest presentation of Cinemacon. This presentation is only going to 11:30. Most of the presentations have gone on for 2 hours. Listen. I think they're going to be talking a lot about the upcoming movies. I would love. Listen, like I said before, Transformers. Anything with Transformers, I'm good. I would love for them to do another Transformers 1 sequel. I would love it because I think even though the movie did not make money, it is one of the best Transformers movies ever made. It is. It is. It gave me what I wanted, a proper origin to Optimus, to Megatron, and really also I loved it because it incorporated so much from my favorite animated series for Transformers, Transformers Prime. Like even the music in there was like the Transformers Prime. Even some of the lore in there was from Transformers Prime, which I loved. But yeah, this has been one I've been excited for because Paramount always, for some reason, brings the house down at Cinemacon. Like they're just good every year. Alrighty. Anything new? All right. Nothing yet. Now I do have another page open, and they it's like the most recent news coming out of Cinemacon. So we'll see if there's anything else. All right. So I'm going to shift over to my most recent tab because they're talking about a movie I'm actually excited about. And this is a new Glenn Powell movie called which is a reboot of another movie that Arnold Schwarzenegger was in. So this is what they're saying. The Paramount Pictures panel has now shifted towards discussing The Running Man. Edgar Wright is on stage. Edgar Wright hits CinemaCon to talk all things The Running Man. Whenever I have a new movie out, I always encourage people to see it large and loud, he tells the crowd. Now, if that name sounds familiar to you, Edgar Wright, you're like, where have I heard that name, Edgar Wright, before? Well, he was the director of Baby Driver. Yes, Baby Driver, which I think is a great movie. It is a great movie. Oh my god. It really introduced me to the stunning and beautiful Lily James. Oh my god. I think after I saw that I had a massive crush on Lily James for a long time. Like that is an attractive woman right there. uh so I'm excited for it. I am very excited for this because you also got Glenn Powell. Like, I'm pretty sure this has a pretty stacked cast as well. Like, let me look up the cast real quick. I know Glenn Powell is the lead of this movie. Running Man 2025 cast. All right, so I'm gonna give you a look at what the cast for this movie looks like. So this is the cast. So we got Glenn Powell, Katie O'Brien, which she has really become better and better the more I see her. You got Daniel Ezra, which I am a big All American fan. I watched that so much as a kid. I loved it. You also got Amelia Jones in here. That name sounds familiar. I can't remember on top of my head where I saw her. Coda. Yeah, Coda. Oh my god, I almost forgot. Yeah, she was in the Oscar-winning Coda. Such a great movie. Love that movie. You got Josh Brolin, Lee Pace, Michael Cera, Coleman Domingo in here. You also got possibly William H. Macy. Like, that is a stacked looking cast. Stacked looking cast. All right, got something else in the comments. Still think it's too early to see anything Sonic 4 related. Maybe they talk about it maybe next year. Show a poster or a cast announcement. Listen, they're not going to talk about anything Sonic 4. The most you get is just them saying Sonic 4 coming, blah, blah, blah. Coming 2027 and whenever it comes out. That's all you'll get. Just kind of what they did for Super Mario Bros. Yesterday. Like, sure, like for Sony, they talked a lot about Spider-Verse. But that was because they needed to give an update on Spider-Verse because no one had no idea what was going on with that. Sonic 4 doesn't have even started production. I think all you get is a logo card for the movie, and maybe who knows, maybe they announce Jim Carrey comes back for Sonic 4, which I highly, highly doubt they do that, but I it could be possible. Could be possible something happens. I think it's more possible they announce a spin-off movie for Sonic in Shadow. I think that's more likely to do a Shadow spin-off because listen, you had that end credit scene at the end of Sonic 4 with Shadow just coming, just like him picking up his rings. It's like, okay, well, we know he's not going to probably be in Sonic 4. The Sonic 4 is dealing with Amy Rose and possibly time travel. But you do that because you either announce a spin-off movie or maybe a show. I think a movie is your best choice if you are doing a Shadow spinoff. And you got to get Keanu back. Keanu is Shadow, in my opinion. He was so good as Shadow. I honestly couldn't tell the difference between the video game version and that one. He was perfect casting for that role. All right, I'm gonna go check Discussing Film, see if they've updated. Nothing from Discussing Film. All right. All right. So it looks like they're giving a first look at The Running Man, and apparently they finished filming this film last week. So this movie is all filmed and over. So that is great to hear. That is great to hear. Listen, I think Glenn Powell just gets better and better every time I see him. He can go do a movie like Twisters and get every single female in the world to be in love with him, and then he can do a movie like The Hitman. The Hitman, which was not, a typical Glenn Powell role. It showed that this guy has acting range. This guy is not just an action star. This guy is a very good dramatic actor. Hitman was really, really good. Really good. And a lot of people were like, oh, could he get nominated for an Oscar of it? I believe Glenn Powell got nominated for a Golden Globe for Hitman. Which, Golden Globes is kind of like the ugly little brother of the Oscars, but still, he got nominated for something. So this guy is talented. This guy is a movie star. And if that's a Top Gun Maverick, if that's to anyone but you, and even to the Hitman, this guy is great. I love Glenn Powell. I love seeing him in anything. He's great. He's been good ever since Spy Kids 3. Let's just say that. Alrighty. Okay, so we got some more info on The Running Man from Discussing Film. All right, let's go over to them. All right. First trailer for Edgar Wright's Running Man at Cinemacon shows Glenn Powell brought onto a game show where he is hunted by assassins. It also reveals Coleman Domingo as the crazy game show host and Michael Cera appearing. All right. All right. Like I said, very excited for The Running Man. I don't know much about The Running Man. I know they made Running Man is like a reboot of something, right? I'm pretty sure The Running Man was originally, with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And so basically the plot of that one was in the year 2019, America is a total tourism state where the favorite television program is The Running Man, a game show in which prisoners must run to freedom to avoid a brutal death. Having been made a scapegoat by the government, and in prison, Ben Richards, Arnold Schwarzenegger, has the opportunity to make it back to the outside again by being a contestant on the deadly show. Although the twisted plot host, Damian Killian, Richard Dawson, has no intention of letting him escape. All right. So that's the basic premise of The Running Man. It's like these prisoners go on a game show to escape, and if they can, they do, but really they have this main guy come in and he participates, but the main goal is for him not to escape because no one wants him to escape. So hey, it sounds interesting. It looks like Glenn Powell is playing the Arnold Schwarzenegger role, and Coleman Domingo is playing this crazy game show host character, which is cool to see. I'm excited. Who knows? Maybe they release this trailer to the public. I doubt it because I'm pretty sure this doesn't come out. This is for another couple of months, so they could release it a few months from now. Alrighty. Oh, here we go. All right. We got some Avatar news right now. The animated Avatar The Last Airbender movie is titled The Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender, starring Eric Name, Dave Bautista, and Steven Yeun. in theaters on July 20th, 2026. This is a definite must watch for me. I am also a really big Avatar fan. I have not actually finished the Netflix live action show yet, but I have watched Korra and I have watched the original animated series. I love those both. My listen, that Avatar series, I think it grows with its audience. You go to things, like Uncle Iroh singing his song on the tree about his son who died in war, and us crying, and even him crying and being like, wow, so powerful. Even if that's, two moments like Secret Tunnel, one of the best songs ever written in any medium. The Secret Tunnel song is great. And, you know, when they went in the core, they kind of like never glossed over what happened to Aang. How did he die? Probably died of old age. But like, how did like the world come to peace with each other after he defeated the Fire Nation? This movie is taking place kind of in their adult years. Aang's all grown up, Zuko's all grown up, Katara's grown up, Zuko's grown up, Sokka's all grown up. They're all grown up, and now they're just like dealing with adult problems. I guess there's gonna be some romance in there, but I'm excited that we're going to kind of get a continuation of that series that ended almost a decade ago. So very excited for this. The concept art that they released a few years ago was really, really cool too, with them all grown up. All right. So it looks like nothing else yet. All right. Okay, so it does look like right now they are going into Smurfs. I don't give a shit about Smurfs. Okay, I'll show you guys. Oh god, that Smurfs trailer was so bad. Oh, did you guys see that Smurfs trailer? Oh my, I didn't even react to that shit. It looks so bad. Oh my god. I don't know why they keep making Smurfs movies. Like, I don't get it. The Smurfs, like, as a kid, the live action when I was a kid, like, I thought those were cool, but they were okay. The first one I remember was okay. Second one, not so much. But then they keep making these Smurfs movies. Like, they keep trying to make Smurfs a thing. Stop making Smurfs a thing. Like, seriously, like, as soon as I watched that trailer, like, we have influencer Smurf. I'm like, my god, this is bad. Like, my god, why are you making a Smurfs movie? Like, no one asked for it. Because what everyone thinks, like, what we really need in the world today? We need a Smurfs movie. And I'm like, no, we don't need a Smurfs movie. Like, did any of you want this? Did anyone you want a Smurfs movie? I didn't. Like, why? Like, it's just a dumb idea. It's a dumb idea. It's not going to make any money. And I might be wrong. It might come out and kids might still love the Smurfs, but I don't hear kids saying, Mommy, Daddy, you know what I really want to see this summer? I don't want to go see Superman or Jurassic Park. I want to go see the Smurfs. I'm like, no kids thinking that. Because I don't think anyone wants to see Smurfs. I don't. And to you Smurfs fans out there, sorry, but Smurfs is a dead franchise. It is a dead franchise. They don't make a lot of money. This is the third reboot of the Smurfs. Think about that. They have rebooted Smurfs as many times as they have rebooted Spider-Man. Like, it's insane. Like, why they keep wanting to make these movies. Like, it's insane. Totally insane. Alrighty. So nothing from discussing film. Let's update this page. Oh my god. They didn't. Oh my god. They put a Cinemacon reference in the Smurfs movie. No one is going to understand that. Listen. Cinemacon is an event that only us movie fans and aficionados really know about. The general audience doesn't really know what Cinemacon is. And personally, like, they put that in there. It's like everyone's going to watch it like, what's Cinemacon? What's that? And like, they reference it in the movie. That is so dumb. It is dumb. Like, this movie will not do well. I'm telling you. I will not go see it. I will not. I will never even watch the movie because I do not like this movie. I don't try to hate on movies before I see them, but that first trailer made me angry. Like, I thought, I was like, this should have never been made. It should never have been made. Smurfs should not be made. I don't know why they're doing it. Maybe it's because Rihanna wanted to do it. Like, I think Rihanna was like kind of forced to do this, honestly, by Paramount. Because I'm like, she was like, I don't want to do a Smurfs movie, but I'm pretty sure Rihanna just had a kid, so maybe she's doing it so maybe her kid can see her in a Smurfs movie one day. Who knows the real reason why they're doing it? Alrighty. Anything new? Can we just move past Smurfs? Okay, we got some new stuff. Okay. So, Tom Kenny, voice of SpongeBob SquarePants, is now on stage, presumably to talk about the upcoming SpongeBob movie, and apparently everyone is losing their minds. Oh, and it's also got Mark Hamill apparently in here. All right, that makes sense. Listen, SpongeBob still has a pretty big audience. I actually wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob when I was a kid. I was never allowed to because my parents were like, "You watch that, you will become an idiot." I'm like, "No, I won't." I never did watch it because I never like got the Nickelodeon channels when I was a kid. But hey, SpongeBob, people still love it. Like opposite with Smurfs, I can see people going to want to go see a SpongeBob movie. Everyone loves SpongeBob. He is probably one of the most popular IPs that Paramount has. Like he's been around for as long as I feel like I've been alive. So definitely there is interest in SpongeBob. There is a lot of interest in SpongeBob. So could the movie make money? Yeah, sure. Like I did watch the like SpongeBob animated movie where it's like what was it like the Goofy Goobers or whatever, and like it mixed like kind of live action with animation, which I thought was cool. It's kind of like a Roger Rabbit type thing. So I personally am not a fan of SpongeBob, so I would not go see it. But for you fans of SpongeBob, are you guys happy about that? All right, we're discussing film that's not updating anything right now. All right. Flying. Okay, so we have Flying Dutchman is being voiced by Mark Hamill in the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants. That's an interesting title. What is SpongeBob not going to have any pants in the movie? And yeah, I think Mark Hamill did voice something in SpongeBob before. Makes sense. Like he's a very good voice actor. You know, Joker. You know all the other work. You know, besides Luke Skywalker. So yeah, I can see it happening. I can see it happening. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go back to discussing film. Okay, so here's the SpongeBob we kind of just talked about. This is what Mark Hamill said. Okay, I did such a good job in one episode of season 5 of SpongeBob that they finally asked me back. If I've done a good job, every kid in America will soon hate me. Okay, I always love seeing Mark Hamill and things. I love the guy. Even if he was in that, the Machine movie with the comedy guy. I think it was like Brett something. Be a legend till he dies. Like he's freaking Luke Skywalker. Like he will always be a legend in my books. All right. Anything else discussing film? All right. So yeah, I would say for discussing film, they do about like maybe 5 to like even 10-minute intervals between each post because remember, they're not really going to be tweeting when they're showing footage for these things. So yeah, so we're kind of in like the small stuff right now. Like the biggest thing so far for me have been, of course, the Running Man. The Running Man, I'm very excited for, and then Avatar, and then probably third would probably be Naked Gun, just because Liam Neeson, like this guy is another certified legend in the business of Hollywood, and just this image right here just makes me laugh out loud. Like, never would I thought I would see Liam Neeson wearing this. Like, that is something I thought I would never ever see. Okay, we got another something in the chat. SpongeBob is being beginning to be milked out. The creator didn't want that. I only liked the first two movies as a kid. Yeah. What was the SpongeBob movie I watched as a kid? I was just talking about SpongeBob movies. So I haven't watched SpongeBob in a long time. Uh, where was it? It was the SpongeBob SquarePants movie that came out in 2004. That was the one I watched. That was the one I watched, and I thought that was the only good one they made. I haven't watched any of the other ones since. They've made 5 SpongeBob movies, guys. They made one in 2015, one in 2020, one in 2024, and then one in 2025. And now, like, for the movies, they go with, like, this 3D animation, which, hey, I think it's okay. But, like, I thought, like, whenever I look at SpongeBob, he's always, like, a 2D guy. I don't know why they did 3D animation for him, which I thought was like, okay. All right. Okay, I just discussing film. So still nothing from discussing film. Okay, we got something new for SpongeBob. There's a lot on SpongeBob today. All right, let's go over there. Okay, the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants follows SpongeBob as he sets out to prove his bravery by following the Flying Dutchman into the underworld. Okay, that's where I got Mark Hamill there. Listen, I'm not very interested. I would probably not go see it if it was me. Like I'm just not that into SpongeBob anymore. I'm not in middle school, not high school anymore. Uh, but I guess it's interesting. It's interesting for those fans of SpongeBob. I bet a lot of kids are gonna go see it because if we go to Box Office Mojo, let's see the box office for these SpongeBob movies because I don't really know the box office for them. SpongeBob. All right, so let's go to the most recent one, which came out in 2020. Yeah, so the last SpongeBob movie, I believe it was released theatrically, made $4 million, but the 2015 SpongeBob made $325 million. Damn, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But that was over when the box office was actually in a good place. The box office is not in a good place right now, so I don't know how well a SpongeBob movie would do today. I don't. Alrighty. Come on, give me some updates on some new stuff. So they're still talking about SpongeBob. That's all the tweets are right now about SpongeBob. Listen, my biggest hopes for this right now for this panel is an update on the Ninja Turtles Last Ronin movie. I would love anything on that because that's a rated R Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. And they're also making a video game based on that. And the comic book is just, oh my god, the comic book is dark and awesome. It is awesome. And I'm not going to spoil who the Last Ronin is because if you haven't read the comic, go read it. It's great. I've seen snippets of the comic and I know the basic overall story. I watched the video on the overall story of the Last Ronin like a few years ago. It's great. It's absolutely great, and it's like sad as well. It's a very sad story. It's really what the name is. It is the Last Ronin, the last Ninja Turtle. So I want more news on it. I would love to hear who's directing. Who's going to be starring in it because it's very much a dystopian type future type story, and I'm very excited for it. And then anything with Transformers, like in a new animated Transformers movie, a new live action, even the Transformers X GI Joe, which I'm not particularly excited about, just because GI Joe has never really worked on big screen. Listen, they did the 2 movies with Channing Tatum, even had the Rock in one. They did okay, and then they did that god awful Snake Eyes movie, which I just rewatched, and it's still god awful. It's still terrible. And like I just don't know if you should have the stinker of GI Joe with Transformers when Transformers is still really struggling right now movie wise. Like Transformers One was a great movie, barely made $100 million. Transformers Rise of the Beast, it made around the $450 mark, but it was the lowest of the franchise. So everyone, I think, is kind of getting burned out by Transformers right now, which is sad to hear. Even Bumblebee only making 450 million, being a really good movie as well. So I hope that I honestly think they should, if they don't do another Michael Bay movie, that they should reboot Transformers. That they should reboot Transformers and like start fresh. Build a new story. Like they tried to do that with Rise of the Beasts, but that was still very very connected to the Michael Bay movies. I would love like a new Transformers like universe, like kind of what DC's doing. Like they saw that it wasn't working, they're like, let's just reboot. They should do that with Transformers. Like, listen, these Transformers movies, people like these movies have been coming out for a decade. People, aren't really interested in Transformers right now. Why don't we try to do something new with Transformers? Do a reboot. I think that's what this franchise needs. Sadly, even though if I really still love every Transformers movie I go see, I think they need to do a reboot and like just kind of start over from scratch. All right. All right. Okay. SpongeBob is revealed to be a fan of Snoop Dogg's music in SpongeBob SquarePants Search for Underpants SquarePants. All right. This SpongeBob stuff I don't really give it. I don't really care about because I feel like we've had enough SpongeBob movies. Like this is a fifth SpongeBob movie. We don't really need anything more, in my opinion. I love them just to move on right now. But yeah, I guess we just wait till like the really next thing they talk about. Which what else do they need? What else do they need to talk about? Okay, Mission Impossible. They have not talked about anything about that. Uh, and that's really the next really one they can talk about. Like, there's nothing really else. Like, there's this movie called The Roof Man with Channing Tatum, but that comes out this year. But I don't know if that movie's still happening. It's got a pretty good cast though. And then for 2026, of course, I talked about Ninja Turtles, maybe a Shadow spinoff they announced because they usually talk a little bit about Sonic each year. They usually do that. All right, we are just waiting right now. Just waiting. Because I want to get to like the Sonic stuff and the Transformer stuff, if they do any of that today. If they even do that. Okay, refresh. Still nothing. All right. Yep. So we're still looking like we're on SpongeBob. Man, I kind of want to release that Running Man trailer online. That'd be so cool. Because when does the Running Man come out this year? It comes out November 7th. So that is about the time of like Wicked. So that kind of makes sense as in a way because they didn't release the Wicked trailer yesterday because I really thought there was a chance they dropped the Wicked trailer online. Did not happen. Did not happen. But they did drop the MGM and Amazon, MGM and Universal did drop trailers this morning for. They dropped the trailer for Accountant 2 from MGM, and then they dropped the Megan 2.0 trailer, which I have reacted to. Have not posted it yet because I need to jump on this live stream. Um, and then I'm gonna go to this for you guys right now. We got some Marvel news for you, which I'm probably gonna be going doing this after. Now that we're still in Paramount, but we got a post here that Thunderbolts tickets have now gone on sale. So, oh no, tickets on sale Monday, which means we're probably gonna be getting like a final trailer. You know what's funny about this poster right here? Is that in the little corner of your eye, you can see Taskmaster on half off the screen. Listen, Marvel has done nothing but tell us that Taskmaster is gonna die. Like she wasn't in the Avengers Doomsday casting alert. Every other one of these characters were, and now they're literally cutting her off the post. They're not even hiding that they're gonna kill Taskmaster. Listen, Century is about to like shadow spirit Taskmaster in this movie to be like, oh no, Taskmaster's dead. Like it's like, listen, I'm one of the people I feel like who I actually really like Black Widow. Okay, wonder what Disney does later on considering the Snow White disaster flop. Yep, Snow White. Guys, I didn't even go see it. I didn't go see it. Like, I didn't go see the movie. Just looked bad, and like apparently IMDb thinks the movie is worse than Dragon Ball Z Evolution, which is saying a lot because Dragon Ball Z Evolution is terrible. I think everything that happened with the actors just saying ridiculous things, like just kept on talking about things they should have just stopped talking about, with terrible performances by Gal Gadot, with the whole Doors controversy, and I heard Rachel Ziegler was good. Despite what she has said, I still like her. Like I still like Rachel Ziegler. From the Hunger Games, even the West Side Story. I just think that maybe she shouldn't have been talking as much as she did about certain issues. But I think Disney, they got Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch is going to be a $1 billion film for Disney. It is going to make $1 billion for them. And Thunderbolts is going to, in my opinion, looks like the best Marvel movie this year. Sadly, Thunderbolts is not going to be a $1 billion film just because Marvel, after Captain America Brave New World, everyone's like, oh no, Marvel's at a loss again. At a loss. Listen, I knew Captain America was going to be bad. I knew it was going to be bad. And I'm still excited for Thunderbolts. I still love Marvel. And if that Doomsday announcement taught us anything, that over 250 million people still have interest in Marvel. People still love the property. I think Thunderbolts is going to be great. I love the cast of characters. I love Riot Russell. I love every single one of these actors. I love it. Even as Taskmaster is being cut off the poster, and she is going to die. Like, she is going to die. They might just come out to CinemaCon, be like, guess what, everyone? Taskmaster's dead. Here's your death thing. And they're going to show it to the CinemaCon audience. But, yeah. Very excited that tickets go on. I'm going to get my tickets on Monday immediately when they drop, because I am very excited for Thunderbolts. It is my second most anticipated movie this year. All right. Okay. All right. We have a new movie alert as being updated from CinemaCon from Paramount. First trailer for The Roofman follows Channing Tatum as a polite thief who robbed 16 McDonald's and lives in a Toys R Us after escaping from prison. Also starring Kristen Dunst, Peter Dinklage, and Lee Keith Stanfield. All right, that's a great cast, damn. All right, let's talk about this. I'm a big fan of Channing Tatum. I have loved him ever since the 21 Jump Street movies. He has been great. Everyone loves him a lot more now because of Gambit. He is Gambit. Like, as much as Hugh Jackman, I believe, is Wolverine, and how much he loves that character, and how much Ryan Reynolds loves Deadpool, Channing Tatum is Gambit and loves the character. He would play Gambit for 1 billion years if he could. Now, would I go see this movie? I gotta see a trailer first. Listen, I try not to make judgments about a movie until I see footage from it. Sure, I can read this description and say, okay, that's interesting. But once I see a trailer and get the idea for the film, I'm like, okay, it could be good. It could not be good. Also, we're not getting any trailers for this as well. So we're just getting descriptions. And still, this is a good cast. Like Kirsten Dunst, Oscar-nominated, Peter Dinklage, Emmy-winning Lee Keith Stanfield. Like, I think one day he will be nominated for an Oscar. Like, he is Lee Keith Stanfield is a great actor. Like, he is a great actor. If that's To Get Out, I think he did this other movie. It was called Don't Worry. He was very good at that. I believe he was also in what's it called? Oh, it's with Donald Glover and Brian Tyree Henry. What's the show called? Atlanta. There's this really good scene of him trying to return, I believe it's a microwave, and they won't let him because the store is being looted right now. And he's like, I just want to return it. Okay, nothing else. Something else in the chat. Doesn't Robert Downey dying in Endgame defeat the purpose of him coming back for another Avengers film? Okay, let's get into that. This whole Robert Downey thing. At first, I was a bit hesitant on it because I was kind of hoping for Doctor Doom not to be a Tony Stark variant, but just kind of him to be Victor Von Doom, the evil tyrant we know as Doctor Doom. But I think the purpose they do it is, what is worse than seeing a hero? It's seeing a hero become a villain. When he comes back, all the Avengers, even maybe the X-Men, are going to look at and be like, we can save him. He is not an evil person. But this Doctor Doom, this Tony Stark variant, this man is going to be evil. This guy's like, I'm not good. I will wipe out your entire universe. He is going to do something, I swear. In the first few minutes of the new Avengers movie that's going to tell us, like, we hate this character as much as we hate Thanos. Remember, in the beginning of Avengers Infinity War, we did not know how big a threat Thanos was until he beat the living snot out of the Hulk. What if Doctor Doom comes in and he goes to a universe, another Marvel universe where, let's say, he's fighting the entire Avengers Endgame roster, and he goes and just wipes them all out with a single punch? Then that solidifies Doctor Doom as a legit threat. My biggest worry right now for that Avengers film is that there's going to be so much going on. Listen, you got to introduce Doctor Doom in the film. You got to introduce him as a big bad. You also have to introduce this new Avengers lineup. You also have to introduce X-Men and get people like, why are the X-Men here? And then you got to deal with all the multiverse shenanigans going on. That's like 4 central things going on in one movie. So that is my worry, that movie is putting in way too much. And the Russo brothers have not been on the biggest winning streak with like movies like The Gray Man, with The Electric State. Those movies were not good. Listen, I thought The Gray Man was better than Electric State. Electric State had its moments, in my opinion. It had its moments. It still was not a good movie. Electric State was still not a good movie. Like, I really enjoyed like the robot companion Chris Pratt had in that movie. I thought he was the best character. But Millie Bobby Brown, I do not think she's a good actress. I don't like her. I think she's only as good as she is because Netflix keeps giving her movies for some reason. And Chris Pratt, Chris Pratt was okay, but wasn't like, oh my god, he was like great. So it was okay. So I'm a bit worried for Avengers with all the stuff about, the Russo's last movie and all this jumbled plot and all the characters they're going to have to handle in like a 2-hour to 3-hour movie to kind of get the audience interested. So I think Doctor Doom could be impactful, but they got to do it the right way so it doesn't affect Tony's sacrifice, because this is not Tony Stark. This is Victor Von Doom. People are going to have to realize that they got to stop. They're going to look at Rob Downey and see Tony Stark, but I'm going to look at it when I see the movie as that is Victor Von Doom, the most powerful being in probably the entire Marvel universe, who has the power sometimes to steal the power of Odin, who is more powerful at times, who has ripped the skull, the spine out of Thanos because he can just do that. Like, this man is going to be a threat when he comes in the movie, and I think people are excited. I'm excited to see how he looks. I really hope the suit is not just a green Iron Man suit with a cape on it. That would be super disappointing to me. I want a full Doctor Doom look for him. All right, let's refresh the page. All right, okay. Okay, so I talked about this yesterday. Sadly, yesterday we did lose a legend and icon, Val Kilmer. It was hard for me to hear because I talked about, my favorite Val Kilmer movie is Real Genius. He is great. Loved him in Top Gun. He was Batman. Not in the best Batman movie, but still, he was Batman. And he was great. So right now, Tom Cruise held a moment of silence on Cinemacon stage to honor the late Val Kilmer and his filmography, including Top Gun. Thank you, Val. I wish you well on your next journey. Listen, Val Kilmer, we all know that, he was already pretty sick. Like, he wasn't Top Gun Maverick was probably his last appearance in the film. It was being reported, that he hadn't gone out of bed in years. And like, honestly, like, it does seem like he was suffering. And, sometimes it's just someone's time. And, of course, I'm very disappointed and upset that we have lost a true icon, a legend, Iceman himself. But I'm going to go look at the good times, look at, all the things he gave me, the memories I made with my dad watching Val Kilmer movies like Real Genius, he will always have a place in my heart, Val Kilmer, as one of my favorite actors. I love everything that he was in. And even to Willow, I watched Willow a few years ago, and I love Val Kilmer in that. Sadly, I don't think he showed up in the reboot version because I honestly watched one episode of that show was pretty bad. But my opinion, Val Kilmer will always be remembered as a great actor and a guy who really, really made a great impact on a lot of people. And I hope, he made an impact on you guys. I hope you guys go watch a lot of his films. I believe he was also in a Miami Vice type film. Okay. I feel like he was in like Miami Vice, right? No, Heat. It was Heat. Yeah, Heat. Yeah, he was. I forgot he was really good in Heat too. Like, yeah, he was really good Heat. But you know, sometimes it's just someone's time to go, and I'm gonna just be really grateful for the time we got and for all the movies we were able to see of Val Kilmer. I feel like we're heading towards a Top Gun free announcement right here. I feel like that's where we're heading. Where it's like we're excited to announce Top Gun free, which I will be very happy about. All right, here's a little more of what Tom Cruise said about Val Kilmer, which is awesome. He's sticking to this, and we only have about 28 minutes left in this panel. Just remember, this is not the last panel today, guys. We are having another one at 2:30 to like 4:30 with Disney. We'll be live around 2:45 because they usually do the opening ceremonies first, and then they start with the announcements. Okay, so this is not the one I wanted to do. No page I wanted to share. All right, it was this one. This is what Tom Cruise really everything he said. I'd like to honor Val Kilmer, says Tom Cruise from the Cinemacon stage, opting to honor his friend right off the top of his appearance. Classy and touching. I can't tell you how much I thought of him as a human being. He says of his like co-star. Cruise commanded a moment of silence for his Top Gun pal. Thank you for doing that, he says. Yeah, Tom Cruise is such a top class actor. Guy looks like he hasn't aged a day in like ever since I started seeing him in movies. But but he's just still great, and I love he takes a moment to do that. All right, we got someone else in the chat. Is Paramount still announcing films? If so, has Transformers been mentioned? No, no Transformers have been mentioned. They've really, honestly, announced nothing new. Nothing new has been announced. They are probably heading into Mission Impossible right now. Listen, I don't. We're getting to the later half of this panel, and there's been no Transformers. It's possible they do Top Gun. I mean, Mission Impossible. And they're like, okay, Mission Impossible done. Here's Transformers, blah blah blah. Transformers, new anime movie. Transformers, that. It could happen. It could happen. I'm honestly hoping for some Transformers because, like I said before, big Transformers fan here. Want to see a new Transformers film really, really badly. I do think that it's time for them to go full reboot. I think they need to go full reboot with the box office disasters of Rise of the Beasts and Transformers One. Like, sure, like I thought those movies. I thought Transformers Rise of the Beast was fine. Transformers One of the best animated movies Transformers ever done. One of my favorite movies on Transformers of all time. But failed the box office, didn't make any money. No one was really seeing Transformers movies anymore. And the last time Transformers made $1 billion was when Michael Bay was doing them, and those movies weren't even good. Like, I'm not a fan of the Mark Wahlberg Transformers movies. My last favorite Transformers movie in the Michael Bay franchise, live action, is between Bumblebee and Dark of the Moon. I love Dark of the Moon with deep passion. I watch it almost every year. I've watched it probably about 50 to 100 times already. I love that movie so much. But we'll see. We'll see. My thoughts on Spider-Man for a Brand New Day. I think it's a really good title. I think it's a good title. My worry is that there's been rumors that they might go multiverse with that movie. They should not go multiverse. Multiverse is a terrible idea. I'm excited for the possibility of introducing new Spider-Man type characters like Gwen Stacy. A Gwen Stacy MCU, a Black Cat, maybe even a Silver Sable, a new Harry Osborn. Those are exciting. That's what the title tells me. It tells me that this is a brand new trilogy for Spider-Man. It's brand new characters, new everything. Like, sure, I love Zendaya, but my thing is, after No Way Home, the thing that Tom on Spider-Man decided was that in order to protect her, he could not be with her, and that's the guilt of being Spider-Man. That Spider-Man is always suffering. Like, sure, to other people, his life seems great. He's Spider-Man, a superhero. He's got a bunch of ladies on the side with him. He's always got a girlfriend with anyone. He's a ladies' man. But Peter Parker always suffers. And for me, I just want to see Peter Parker continue to suffer. I know it's mean, but Spider-Man is most interesting when Peter Parker is suffering. All right. Yes, and in the chat, we need Transformers. Yes, I believe so too. Transformers is a definite must. I want to see more. And guys, we still have about 17 minutes left in the panel, maybe even 20 with the updates, but I think we're about to get some updates for Mission Impossible, and then some uh we'll get some talk maybe about Transformers. Okay, something new from discussing film. We'll go over to them right now. Nothing for Transformers though. It's more Tom stuff. Tom Cruise raves about his excitement for seeing Joseph Kosinski's F1. Brad Pitt's a good driver. I've raced with him before. We went go-kart racing while filming Interview with a Vampire. Okay, see, Tom Cruise is just a guy who shares the love. Like, he wants movies to succeed. That's what we love about Tom Cruise. Like, no matter what he's no matter what he's doing, Tom Cruise is like, listen, I support the movie industry. This industry has been supported me my entire life, so I want to see them flourish. He was the one who wanted Top Gun Maverick to stay in theaters, and they delayed the hell out of that movie. And thank God that I got to saw that on the big screen because it was amazing. It was an experience seeing Top Gun on the big screen. And this guy, he wants everyone to go see movies like F1. Like, he wants everyone to go see all these movies. Like, that's the type of guy Tom Cruise is. He's like the main guy trying to get people to go see movies. And I'm excited for his Mission Impossible movie. I'm very excited. Okay, okay. We got another one in the chat from Transformers Tranquility Creations. I'd say after Mission Impossible, definitely Transformers. They leave the big action films till the end. Okay, I can't remember if they did that last year too. Did they do that last year as well? Because they did announce the Last Ronin and then Transformers X GI Joe last year as well. So yeah, if that happens, that would be. If they do that, they win. They win for me. Like anything Transformers, like even a casting announcement, and it was heavily confirmed a few months ago, even a year ago, that Chris Hemsworth was in talks to be in that Transformers X GI Joe movie, not playing Optimus Prime, but playing one of the human characters. I thought maybe he played like Duke or something from GI Joe, but we'll have to see if they talk about anything Transformers. We'll have to see. All right, still nothing from discussing film. I'll go over to the most recent Cinemacon news. All right. So yeah, nothing new yet. Nothing new yet. They're definitely going to be showing a lot for Mission Impossible though right now. I still think it's highly possible they drop a Mission Impossible trailer online today. Just because we've got one trailer, a TV spot. We got that behind the scenes like a year ago, but we have not got that second trailer yet. It is now April 3rd. The movie comes out May 23rd. So this is about the time when you want to release another trailer to get people talking about the movie, to get people more excited to see Mission Impossible, because Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning did well at the box office, made over $500 million, but it came out at a time when the two biggest movies of the summer came out with Oppenheimer and Barbie. And it was good. It was a good movie. And I want to see this movie. I think this is going to be his final Mission Impossible movie. I think this is the last until Tom Cruise wants to come back and make another one. But I think this is the last Mission Impossible movie. And, I enjoy the franchise. I have enjoyed the franchise so much. And I love Tom Cruise and I love these movies. Alrighty. So nothing from discussing film. All right. All right. So I think there's run footage right now, but just because there's nothing being updated, they're probably showing a very long sequence right now for the film. That's the most like I can really imagine what they're doing because no one's updating anything, even in the most recent tab. So I think what they are doing right now is showing footage of uh of Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, and maybe they drop that trailer online today or tomorrow, hopefully. But it's a hope for me. I love reacting stuff, and I love that. I actually like that first teaser a lot, and the TV spot for the Super Bowl was pretty good. Just hope we can see more from this movie. I really do hope we can see more. Alrighty, let's refresh. Nope. Okay, just waiting. First off, I want to say thank you to everyone who's joined in the live stream. I really have a great time doing this for you guys. I've had a great weekend just talking with you guys about movies, our excitement level for things. And Still hoping we get some Transformers up in here. Really hoping it's a wish of mine to get some Transformers because it's freaking Transformers. Who doesn't love Transformers? Like I love it. I've loved it ever since I was a little kid. So I hope they end on something big. Even if this is pretty big though, with Mission Impossible, could end on it. I think that would be fine. But I was still hoping for maybe they announce a Shadow movie or they do something with Transformers or even any updates on the Last Ronin TMNT movie. But I guess we just wait and see what happens. All right, still nothing. Yeah, so I think they're showing like a 10 to 15-minute sequence of Mission Impossible right now. Because the movie comes out like in a month, they need to get the theater owners hyped about it. They got to get people excited for it. So I think definitely it will be going that way. That's all we can do is wait. We can just wait. And if you guys want to leave right now just because nothing's really happening, it's fine. I would say come back maybe in 2 to 3 minutes. We'll probably get some more updates here very, very soon. Pop, ba 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 ma ma pop ba 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 ba. Yeah, that's what everyone's saying. They're saying everyone thinks they're saving Sonic and Transformers at the end because they've done no mentions of those yet, unless like it hasn't been reported. Because sometimes we've had some stuff where like, oh, they'll just do little mentions of stuff like that. I think, they announced a bunch of movies last year that we haven't gotten updates for like almost a year on, and supposedly according to Paramount, we still got a sequel to Mutant Mayhem coming out next year. Sonic 4 comes out 2027. Uh, and they got a couple ones still in development. Like they've got like a Beyblade movie, which Beyblade. They got Rainbow Six, The Last Ronin, like I've talked about. What else? It's also confirmed that they're doing a third Top Gun film. Maybe Tom Cruise officially announces it here at Cinemacon. We also got a Star Trek film in the works. Like there's a lot of other stuff. Like even Transformers slash GI Joe. Like if that happens, that would be cool. I would very much like to see that. Very, very much so. Just because it's Transformers, and I just hope with that movie, they don't make it a GI Joe with the Transformers with the supporting cast. I don't want that. I don't. I want the Transformers should be the stars in that movie, and the GI Joe should be the supporting cast. If they do it the other way around, I'm gonna be very disappointed. I'll be very upset. I'll tell you, I'll be very upset because they keep trying to make GI Joe a thing, and people just don't want to see GI Joe because no one's made an actual good GI Joe movie ever. Ever. They've never made anything good. All right, yeah. So 8 minutes in, still nothing. Still nothing. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. It seems that there's a tweet going around now that they just put Christopher McQuarrie on stage, the director of the Mission Impossible movies. He also, I believe, was involved in the writing process for Top Gun Maverick as well. Alrighty, come on. Give me some juicy stuff here. Give me a description of what you saw for Top Gun. I mean, Mission Impossible. Sorry. Two great Tom Cruise franchises. Okay. Come on. Come on here. It's been 9 minutes. Like this has happened before today. Because if we go down here, we had like Avatar, and then like for 8 minutes we got nothing until we got this SpongeBob stuff, and then I believe we go down here to the South Park thing. That almost took like 9 to 10 minutes for them to tweet out something about that. So It takes time with this stuff. It takes time. 7 minutes left in this panel, though. 7 minutes. God, I really hope they end with something big. I really do hope they end with something big. Like they gotta end with something big. Like they've made no new announcements. Like Warner Brothers didn't make a whole lot of announcements either, but I heard their panel was pretty fire. And we got some cool stuff in here. We got like we got some photos from Naked Gun. They made a joke about the they made a joke about the Beatles thing. South Park interesting. Running Man was the one I was really interested in, and glad to know about more of the cast and also more of the plot for the movie. Avatar was hoping too. Not much, just like the movie title, like the cast were there. No really information if they showed anything. SpongeBob didn't really care about. This Roofman movie, I think looks interesting. It's got Channing Tatum, Christian Dunst, Peter Dinklage, and Lakeith Stanfield. Pretty interesting, and I kind of love like the plot for the movie as well. And then now Tom Cruise now with coming out talking about his love for the movies, honoring Val Kilmer. Very very cool to see. All right, here we go. We got an update. Like I said, this is what they were doing for the last few minutes. The new trailer for Mission Impossible Final Reckoning shows a member of a new water-themed stunts from Tom Cruise, plus first look at Nick Offerman and Tremel Timid in the film. I didn't know Nick Offerman was in this. That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay, that's cool. Okay, I'm so really from the fact that Nick Offerman's in this movie. I didn't even know he was confirmed. So that was that was the Mission Impossible Final Reckoning footage. Like I said, they definitely showed a trailer, showed one of the stunts. That's definitely what they were doing for the last few minutes. Now that they've done that, could they be doing something for their other franchises like Transformers and Sonic right now? Okay, come on. Okay, still all the tweets about Mission Impossible and talking about how the trailer has debuted at Cinemacon. Yeah, it looks like they're not gonna. That sucks. They're not gonna release it online. That kind of shucks in a way. No Mission Impossible trailer online. They'll release it like in a week or two. I feel like. But yeah, man, I wish I was there at CinemaCon one day. One day, I hope to go to CinemaCon uh, because I would get to see all these trailers before any of you. But yeah, we're just updating right now. Still on the Mission Impossible thing. 4 minutes left. See, there's still 4 minutes left. This thing's still going on. So they could end like everyone in the chat saying like this could end something big. A lot of CinemaCon 2025 nails have Transformers in them, so I don't know if it's possible or just wishful thinking. For me, I put Bumblebee in my thumbnail just because I love Transformers, and honestly, I thought they would talk about it because we have no really confirmed when the next Transformers movie is coming. I think if they give a release date for G.I. Joe X Transformers, that will give us a more positive sign. And maybe you bring out Chris Hemsworth or someone in that movie to come up like, hey, we're really excited for this, we're doing this, we're doing that, for the last few minutes. But and maybe even announce something like a Sonic spinoff, like a Shadow spinoff, which I know all of us would very much be happy to see. That movie would still make a boatload of money. That movie would make $400 million if they did a Shadow movie, just because we love Shadow and Keanu. But yeah, we will see. We will see what happens in these next few minutes. All right, I'm actually hearing, guys, that that's a wrap. That this is it. Yeah, I'm hearing that this was the final thing. That that was the last thing they did for Paramount. That they It seems like they did not do Transformers or any of it. I will see if anything else comes out by then, but that might have been a wrap on this panel. We'll stay on until about 11:35, and if there's nothing else, then we're gonna stop. because if that happens, then there's no other news. Which it's a good panel. It's a good panel. Like they have a lot of upcoming releases they're talking about, and maybe they just couldn't find room or they didn't really have anything to give updates on for those movies. But it does kind of suck how those everyone's most excited thing every year is to hear about Transformers, Sonic, or Ninja Turtles, and how they gave a lot of updates on it last year, but like none right now. Okay, I guess we just wait. Waiting. Okay, nothing there. It's only like about one more minute in this panel. Okay, let's refresh. Still nothing. It's 11:30 now, so the pedal should be over. Still think they're gonna. Still think there's. I don't think they're gonna do anything for them. Like we're here now, we've got an update for 6 minutes, which it was a long time between this tweet from discussing film and this one, but they're not even doing anything over here for the most recent tab that I'm on. So we'll go. I'll be on for 4 more minutes, and then you'll see me again at 2:30, 2:30, 2:40, between those times for us to do the Disney panel, which is the very last panel of Cinemacon. And then after this, I will also be posting my reactions to what is it? My reactions to Megan 2.0 and The Accountant 2. I just started editing those when the stream started. So, yeah. And then also, we're also 10 days away from The Last of Us Part 2, Season 2 starting, which I have up on my channel. Uh, I played The Last of Us Part 2 all the way through these past few weeks, so you can check that out if you want. Another question in the chat. Kind of confusing didn't do anything for those three franchises, considering that there's money printers. Yeah, those movies do make a lot of money, uh, but but they might just like not have anything to update us on. Like, listen, like if you don't have anything to talk about, like they're like, listen, we don't have anything talking about Transformers. We don't have anything working right now. We're still going through the Kings, the Last Ronin. We're still working through the Kings on that right now as well. Don't really have anything for you there. Even what was the other one I was talking about? Even Shadow. Like, hey, we have nothing for Sonic. We have nothing for Shadow. We don't have anything to update you on, so we don't want to get you hyped up for nothing. Like, you don't want to say something and then a few months later say like, oh yeah, that's actually not true. So I'm gonna stay on for about 3 more minutes, see if there's anything else. But it does seem like, honestly, that there is nothing else happening in this panel. Yeah, it is seeming like that Tom Cruise was the last one here to do something at Cinemacon. So I just got that update right now. So they didn't do anything for their major franchises. So we will be back here around 2:30, 2:40 for the Disney panel, which I'm expecting a lot of Thunderbolts, some Fantastic Four. Don't expect anything for Avengers. And then maybe some looks at Avatar Fire and Ash, Predator Badlands, and then for Disney, of course, Lilo and Stitch, and for Pixar, Zootopia 2 and Elio. All those projects will probably be talked about in the 2-hour panel Disney will have going on later today. So see you guys back here at that time. And thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all that. And thanks for watching. And thank you for all your wonderful comments and questions as well.